Welcome to a video on something a little bit older. What do we have here?
We have a 1970 Ford F250, originally bought and owned by the Oregon State Forestry Department.
And now you own it?
And now I own it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've had comments saying, don't stop doing new cars in favor of these older, prestigious vehicles. And after driving this, I'm going to tell you, I will not stop doing videos on newer cars, but you do get a history lesson here and you have a greater appreciation for some of the newer stuff.
Yes, you've been talking about, you don't like gadgets, you don't like all these options. This baby has 0 options. So you can get a full historical overview of what no options is, for real.
Let's take this for a drive. I am behind the wheel of, what the hell am I behind the wheel of?
1970 F250.
An F250.
Heavy duty.
This is heavy duty. I am with the star. He played such roles as Tommy Babania and Todd Parakeet, and he's the winner of the Kids' Choice Award for a children's show. What did you star in?
I don't know, there's been so many roles. Loquacious, the homosexual ape.
A homosexual ape?
Yeah, that's what I won the Kids' Choice Award for.
And now you're working on F250s?
Yes.
So this is your
I have
truck.
a range. I wanna see what a real man is like.
So this is your personal truck?
This is one of them.
Okay, and you've done all the work on this to restore it?
Everything.
So to define everything.
A labor of love. When I got it, it was an Oregon forestry truck, and it was just leaking oil out of everything.
Okay.
I don't know, there's a long list. I'd have to write this down and get back to you, because everything's been done. Engine, transmission, interior.
My God. So this is the final working
No, it's not. It's never final.
But
There's plenty.
The engine and trans are done.
Engine and trans and running and stopping right now.
Okay, well
Steering might have a little play if you can tell from the camera.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the steering here in a minute. Now, what made you want to buy something like this?
Well, some people want to get back to a simpler time. There's the Amish that don't want anything mechanical. I definitely don't want to buy anything modern. It's not my religious belief. It's just, I don't know.
Well,
I want to get the most simple vehicle possible with the parts still available.
This is unbelievably mechanical feeling. And we're going to start off in second gear, and I have to...
But there's a reason for that.
Tell me the reason why.
Because first gear is for towing 6,800 pounds. It's a 6-to-1 ratio.
Okay.
Also called granny gear.
And how many speeds is this transmission?
4 if you count granny gear.
Okay. And I'm in 4th gear right now, and it already sounds like I'm at 4,000 RPMs. So basically, this is like a farm truck. You're going to drive this around.
This was used for, not for comfort.
And then obviously not for highway, or before highway was...
It's a 373 gear, so you could do 55.
This has to be one of the most...
Hey, chill out here.
Indirect steering feels. I mean, look how much play is in the steering wheel, and it's not like I'm just doing this as a joke. It feels like you constantly have to be doing this, like in those movies where they show the actors like fake driving and they're like this. It's legitimate. This is not a joke. You have no power assisted brakes.
Yes, this is a 0 option vehicle. Base price was $2,800, and I bet they paid $2,800 because it didn't even have a radio. I actually put a radio in.
This is so strange driving this, and I think, you like you were saying, you get used to it pretty quick. Even like the transmission feel is just so strange because you feel directly connected to the transmission. I mean, like you feel like you have your arm in the fucking gearbox, switching the gears.
Yeah, what would you say the throw distance is on that?
Like 50
2 feet?
Yeah, the throws are ridiculous, but it has a mechanical feel. The turn signal stick is like all rusted, but I mean, you have this positive click to it, and it doesn't have, you know, auto cancellation, so you got to constantly flip it back and forth. The steering wheel feels like it's made of lead. I mean, it is like just feels.
You could stick your head through there.
Yeah, you could.
That's why they made them so big. So when in an accident, you go into the steering wheel and avoid it.
Which you would not want to get in an accident in this car. I think you'd be.
I think you'd go through them. So it wouldn't be a problem.
It depends on what speed, but I would not want to hit this fucking steering wheel. This would rearrange your internal organs in 2 seconds. I mean, there's something really interesting about driving this, and I can't really put my finger on it other than you feel like you're completely involved in the driving experience. Is that why you wanted something like this?
It's just so simple. Nothing is unable to be fixed. Nothing.
Well, we're going to go over that in a bit in the shop and take a look at the mechanical stuff or lack thereof. Let's see how this is off the line in second gear.
I hope you can shift the second.
I'm in second.
Come on, give her.
Oh. I don't know, and I don't care what the acceleration is, but surprisingly, this feels really strong.
It's a 390 out of a 63 cop car. It's got 1975 truck heads, 4-barrel Holly. That's another great thing. Vehicles from 61 to 75, I think, all the engines that were big blocks, you can mix and match parts. It's beautiful.
It sounds pretty good. It's got a lot more thrust than you would expect. I mean,
and that's on a stock exhaust, 2.5-inch exhaust coming out of it.
Are you going to do straight pipes on this thing?
No, it's going to stay all stock.
Are you going to sell this?
Everything's for sale, my friend. Everything's for sale for the right price.
No, clearly you're not going to be. Clearly you're not going to be using this to turn any type of corner other than a straight corner.
45. You can do 45s pretty easily, 45-degree angles.
I don't know if I could get used to this. I mean, you know, we talk about a lot, and
imagine if you had to haul just once every month. You couldn't get in this because you know it's going to start.
Yeah, that's true. I could use it for that, but I just don't know that I could get used to, you know, and I was starting to say, we talk a lot about, like, older cars, the simplicity, and then you look at this, and it's...
You said you don't want options. You don't like all this bullshit they're putting in cars.
Don't, but...
You want to talk about no bullshit?
Yeah, no, you're right.
This is what a man drove. Not because woman couldn't, woman didn't want to. I talked to my mom about this. I talked to my girlfriend about this. I said, there's no way a woman would drive it. Oh, you mean because you're being sexist? No. It doesn't have air conditioning. It doesn't have power steering. It doesn't have power brakes. It bounces around. You have to constantly be concentrating on the steering.
Do you think that's why the older cars, why women, specifically girls, were not big into car people and it became a man's thing?
My grandparents, when they moved here from Germany, they got a 1952 MG. My grandfather loved that car. It was stick. It had no power steering. The steering wheel was probably this big. My grandmother refused to drive it. She loved the way it looked. She loved driving in it, but she refused to drive it because it was so much work.
This is a lot of work. This is an unbelievable amount of work driving this. And I guess I can see the charm in it because there's, you know, you can appreciate how things used to be and how far they've come at the same time. I don't know if I could go back to this though, man. This is crazy.
Well, it's a history lesson.
All right, we made it back in the shop. I'm with Rex Texican.
Rex Texican.
You can get parts for this?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Where?
Well, the block is a 1963 Police Interceptor, like I said.
Okay.
Anything big block Ford FE. So from 63 to 75.
Can you get shit from like Napa or any like
everything?
Wow.
Everything's basic.
And that's kind of the huge draw to this is you can pretty much hobble it together even if something doesn't work.
Yeah, and if you can't, you'll find the parts on eBay. I mean, they still make master cylinders. They make gearboxes. They make everything.
What's your favorite part of this?
Being able to do this. Can you do this in your Hyundai?
No.
No. Oh. Can you stand on a fender well in your Hyundai?
Probably not. I don't know that I would want to try either.
Can you get inside of your Hyundai and have lunch on the air cleaner? I don't think so.
How much time and man hours did you put into this?
Real man hours or millennial man hours?
Real man hours.
Fuck. I have no idea.
How long you been working on it?
Like 9 months.
Holy shit.
9 months.
But I mean, how long?
Not constant, maybe 2-3 times a week for 12 hours or something a day.
And you really wanted this done. You really wanted this.
When I got it, it was running. It was running, but I just wanted to go through everything, say, okay, the engine's good, the trans is good, steering's good, brakes are good. That's it. That's all you need. What else do you need?
Comfortable interior space?
I don't need to see if the heated seats work or the air conditioner works.
It doesn't have infotainment.
It doesn't have infotainment, man. It has zero entertainment. You want to talk about how much torque this thing has?
How much torque does it have?
I don't know. Too much. Too much. It's a 390. I don't even know what the horsepower is, but it's scary to fathom putting this in anything else. Man, just look at it. It's enormous.
How much is that motor to replace it?
If you can find it,
Yeah.
it's more of a fantastic voyage to find it. It's not about going to the store and buying one.
It's about trying to source it.
You have to go to Alabama, put on your hiking boots, and go into the woods and find one.
So that's what is that how you got this?
I was on Craigslist. The hillbilly's like, I have a big block FV motor in my backyard. Don't know what it is.
It was in his backyard.
It was. This is the best part. He's like, here's my address, blah, blah, blah. Drive up to a farm. He's on his brand new diesel pickup, just like this, sipping E&J brandy out of a plastic cup. It's like, hey, how's it going? I'm like, all right. So where's the truck? He's like, it's in the field. I'm like, okay. So we go over there. It's a 75 F250, I think, because it was upside down. And he pulled the engine out before he flipped it over to get the rest of the parts out. He just ripped it out. He didn't undo any bolts or anything. Just tied a chain around it, pulled it out. So like, yep, there it is. I'm like, how much do you want for it? $200. I'm like, okay, fine. He's like, it's been rebuilt. Cool. Got it home, took it apart. Yeah, he replaced all the parts, but he didn't tighten any of the bolts. So everything was fucked up inside. Timing chain was just flopping around. I had another engine that came with this engine, or it came with this truck. So I just took a whole bunch of parts and put them together.
And it works.
And it works.
Final thoughts with Rex. Tell me.
Doing some research, I find that the MSRP on a base model, this exact one, is around $2,800. That in 2018 dollars is like $18,000. There's nothing you could find now for $18,000 that even compares to this.
What about a Nissan Frontier?
Oh, Nissan Frontier. What, a 4-cylinder? What, max capacity, towing capacity is what, 3,000 pounds?
Probably.
Yeah. Well, this thing probably has less rust than one of those coming off the factory floor. So
You're probably right about that.
I wouldn't buy a 4-cylinder Nissan.
Yeah, but $18,000, this would
Mint condition.
I wouldn't buy it. I mean, even if you could buy it, and if you remove the fairy tale of the emission standards, you put that on here, the pedestrian safety, the interior safety crap, everything that a modern car needs. Like, I mean, honestly, just for the fact that we started it in here, and I feel like I'm gonna die from the exhaust gas, I mean, you gotta factor that stuff in.
When you drive it, you wanna have a historical outlook on everything. So when you start it, you wanna have those same lung problems as the driver did. So this is a historical piece.
It is a historical piece,
So
and
it's not gonna be a daily driver, that's for sure.
I think you did the right thing and bought it the way that you did and did all the work on it, because you can really appreciate what it was like back then to have something like this. And it's a total time warp. It's a mind fuck, really.
It's fucking work.
It is. It's pretty crazy. So what are you gonna do with it now?
If it ever gets to the point, I don't know, maybe I'll push this thing to the limit, see what it can do. and then just drive right into the sun.